put a little announcement in the paper. Bill Dwyer has been named sports editor, replacing Bill Shirley, the previous sports editor, and they go through, it's not a big deal, it's 6 or 7 paragraphs, and at the end it says Dwyer is a 1966 graduate of the University of Notre Dame. Well, I wasn't prepared for what happened. It was the worst thing you could have said to the USC fans. We now have the sports editor of our paper being a Fighting Irish Notre Dame guy. There were people jumping out of windows, and so this is a day and age pretty much before faxes were prominent, certainly before the internet, before email. 2 days later, I had on my desk, I counted the number, I had 53 letters on my desk, which is a lot, I think, in those days, just from USC fans saying, we're watching you. We're watching your ass. And so the beat writer on the USC Trojans was a guy named Mal Florence, who was a funny guy, really funny guy. I loved Mal. He was great. And so I think the first year Notre Dame was playing at USC. And so, I'm just involved in my job. I'm trying to get the Olympics going, and I'm not thinking much about anything. And it's Friday afternoon before the Saturday USC Notre Dame game. And I hear this noise in the newsroom, and it gets louder and louder. It's a band playing. And it keeps getting louder and louder, and it comes right in front of my office. And there are like 10 members of the USC marching band and 3 cheerleaders dancing in front of my glassed-in window office. And Mal has hired them to do this, and they're playing the one song that the USC band knows. That's the only song they know. And over and over, and they were giving me the Conquest and all this stuff that I had disliked all my life. And it was such a great hit. He just got me, and then they presented me with some Welcome to Los Angeles thing, and it was just wonderful. And all these things helped me realize what this place was like. Sports in Los Angeles is lively. I'm retired now, and I'm not sure it's the same way. I think it probably is, but not to that extreme. In those days, the Los Angeles Times and the Los Angeles Times sports section was kind of the centerpiece of sports and sports coverage, and it really mattered what was going on. And to have the sports editor of the main newspaper in Los Angeles be from Notre Dame was just beyond comprehension of these people. And it never quit. It never quit. I mean, to my last day, there were people writing in saying, well, I saw you wrote a column and you said something snide about the Trojans, but that figures because you're a Fighting Irish guy, and that would figure, guys like you. And so, never quit.
So should we talk about security at the LA Times? that wouldn't even happen to the Desert Sun.
No, I mean, it was amazing. I still don't know how I got him up there, but I think Mal bribed people probably, and and of course the whole newsroom gathered behind him to see what was going on. And so there's this kid sports editor sitting there with the Trojan cheerleaders presenting him with gifts, and he just destroyed me. He just destroyed me. I'll tell you another one. I got him back.
Okay.
I got him back.
How'd you do that?
3 years later, 3 or 4 years later, not even, maybe the next year, Notre Dame is hosting USC in South Bend. So I said to Mal, I'm going to go with you. I want to show you some of the things. You probably have gone to Notre Dame Stadium for many years for this game and just kind of gone to the game. And you got to see the campus. And so I go along with him. And Saturday morning, I had a place for breakfast, kind of a nice place. It's one of those fall days where it's just beautiful in South Bend, Indiana. There are 5 of those a year, and this was one of them. And I take Mal to breakfast, and I say, come on, and I take him down to the grotto, which is the sacred place with statues, and it's right on the lakes. There's a couple little lakes, and priests and nuns are walking by, and it's very peaceful back there. And it's still a little early in the morning, so there's not a lot of noise and stuff, and people are kneeling down to pray and lighting candles. This whole big grotto area where you have candles, And I see Mel as being affected by this, and I kind of pat on the back, say, I just wanted you to see, so I'm downplaying it pretty much. And so he said, yeah, he says, I'm glad that we did this, because I probably would have never done this before. And so we get back to the game now, and we go up to the press box, and Mel starts telling all his guys. Tim Tessalone, the PR guy, who's still a great public relations director there, and the other beat writer said, Dwyer's just taking me around the campus, and this is just a wonderful place. And Mel's a Trojan himself. Remember, it's just a wonderful place, and I can't imagine why people would say nasty things about this place, and I feel so good about it. And if I had it to do over again, I think that I might consider sending my sons here. And these guys are just like, what is going on here? And the USC press row is kind of back there, and I'm sitting over here in the front a little bit, and I say to Mel, sit with me during the game. You don't have to sit with those guys. And he said, I'll do that. Maybe you can tell me some more about the school. This is really an interesting school. I mean, I've just got him. The hook is in, and I'm pulling it, and then the most wonderful thing in the world happens. Notre Dame kicks off to USC, and there are two guys back there, and one of them is Lonnie White, who eventually worked for me, and I can't, Rodney Tanner or somebody like that. I don't know if I have the right name. He's back there, and he's like deep in the end zone, but he's taking the ball and he's going to run it out. And Lonnie doing his job, saying no, stay in there. And this guy starts to take about 4 steps and doesn't get out of the end zone before he's hit by 4 guys named Kowalski with hair coming out of their nose, Irish guys, and just pummeled and just killed in the end zone. And the ball pops up. I think Rodney's shoulder separated at the moment, and Notre Dame jumps on the ball, and I think they got in the end zone or on the 1-yard line. They eventually scored a touchdown, and the leprechaun is dancing, and the Notre Dame crowd is in an uproar, and the whole place is rocking. This is USC. We stuck him right away, boom, and Mal's just sitting there very quietly, and he finally turns to me and he says, I'm going back upstairs, and he expresses an expletive about my team. He says, blank your team, blank the Irish, and he goes back upstairs and sits up there, and it was one of the more wonderful moments in my career. I got him back.